So I went on Instagram briefly, and the first video that came on my reel was Oprah mentioning how children are going no contact with their parents. And I'm like, what a lovely topic, because guess what's tomorrow? Now, I am estranged from siblings. My bio dad, I did reach out after last time I saw him and spoke to him, 2014. The longest I have not gone without talking with my bio mom has been a year, but she tends to call me if problems arise or on my birthday, so it's kind of hard to ignore her. But I just want to say, for those that have a close relationship with their parent or have lost a parent, I need for you all to go to therapy or have a group of people that lost their parent. But for you to tell somebody, oh, they need to cherish their parent, that's not your place. Because you don't know what traumas were inflicted by that parent by that parent. So for you to say, oh, well, I feel offended. This is why when I don't really mention my parents unless somebody asks me, because I've come across people that have lost a parent. So I'm not about to bash mine, although it's not Christ-like to bash, but and bring up things that my parents have done, because I want to be respectful of those that lost their parent. But I noticed that this year, people have come under people's comments when they're saying they're not talking with their parent. Oh, well, you're going to be the first one crying when your parent die. They probably won't. I know me, I won't. I'm waiting for that day. I won't. More than likely, I won't go because my parents plan on residing in Jamaica. So I'm not flying to Jamaica to any funeral. Granted, I love my native parish, but I'm not going. And some of you subscribers are like, oh, well, she's blunt. I went through a traumatic experience this past Friday, which I'm not going to get into. So I view death differently. I'm not scared of it. Do I want it to come my way because I have children? No, but if it does, at this point, I'm prepared. Because what happened Friday, at this point, death is inevitable. But here's the thing. I'm at the point in my life that I've always reached out to people first. I'm here in a big state. The only relatives I have is a great aunt and cousins, which a cousin reached out to me a few days ago and was like, oh, would you like to come to my Thanksgiving dinner? And I'm like, well, any other time you don't really text me or reach out, so why are you inviting me to Thanksgiving? Now, I went last Thanksgiving and I felt out of place because keep in mind, I didn't grow up with her children. I had an uncle there. My other aunt that's from Rochester, I'm close with her, but I just felt out of place. And I'm looking at my children's face and they felt out of place. Mind you, these are the same relatives that when I was having issues with my son, because there are males and one of my aunts have 3 boys, I was like, can you mentor my son? You think that happened? No. But these same relatives will assist people in Jamaica. And our relatives in Jamaica are not struggling. Like, they could find jobs if they put their mind to it. But these same relatives will send money to relatives that are disrespectful, don't want to work, will continue having children out of wedlock, and they will send barrels and money. And I'm like, I'm here, and all I ask is for more family support to deal with my teenage son. And you couldn't do that? I was like, no. So, no, I'm not attending another funeral or family event. I'm not doing that because I'm the type of person, I don't like to ask for help anyway. So if I do, that means I'm in real need of that support. Now back to the estrangement. I'm a firm believer that people should respect their parents, but you could stop talking to them. In the Bible says we have to honor and respect. It does not say anywhere that we have to have a conversation, especially if those parents wronged their children and you didn't. Because here's the thing with apologies, you have to apologize and there has to be a change behavior, not, well, I'm your parent, so you just have to deal with it. No, that's not how that goes. So, because let me tell you something, dealing with toxic relatives and family members will drain you. It will drain you. And the thing is, I have children, so that's my family. So I really don't have to have a relationship with cousins, aunts, and parents if I don't want to. Now, I will say this week, I did reach out to a cousin on my estranged dad's side for the simple fact that I enjoyed conversating with her. So I reached out to her. Hopefully she calls me fine. But again, if I feel like the fallout was not that serious and did not inflict any pain on me, I will reach out to you. But to any other family member that's not trying to foster a relationship with me and my children, it doesn't make sense for me to go. And to me, going over your house once a year and then we're not in contact again, that bothers me because I have abandonment issues already. So if you're not consistent in my life, I don't want you in my life. For example, my birthday is a very emotional time for me because there are times when I wish, you know, and I'm thankful that I'm here, but sometimes it's like, so this year I did not answer my mom's phone call for my birthday. I texted her thank you and that was it. I have not heard from her since and I hope it stays that way. More than likely she'll call me tomorrow. I'll briefly talk with her, but I know next year I I will be cutting her off completely also, because here's the thing. As a child, I had to help raise my siblings, so I didn't have a childhood. You're now a grandma. You would think because she put me in a position to raise her children, you would think she will help me with her grandchildren. She doesn't. So at this point in my life, it you serve no value in my life. You birthed me, you tried to raise me. Now I'm older. I don't have any reason to have you in my life. For example, I've been on my own since I was 19. I've only asked my mom for help once, and that was $150, and that was it. So when people are saying, well, when your parents die, you're going to cry, that's if that parent was of value. Because best to believe, even when me and my estranged mom wasn't on good speaking terms, if she needed my help or needed to vent, I would be a listening ear. But once I saw that it wasn't reciprocated and I saw that I was the adult and she was acting childlike, I was like, no, it don't make no sense. So even if they pass on, I would not shed a tear because I've already tried. And the thing is, I was already the more mature adult in that situation. So cry over what? Cry over the childhood memories? Because I don't have any adult memories of my parents, good ones. So what would I be crying over in their funeral? That's why when people are like, well, you need to cherish them. Cherish what? Would you say that to somebody that was raised in foster care and wasn't raised with their parents? No, because what would they be crying when their parent passes on? Crying over what? For those who had a good relationship with your parents, I get it. But this message is not for you. So if you have a good relationship with your parents, do not judge those that don't. Now, there are parents that have some vindictive, evil brats. And those parents do not deserve those treatments. My son learned the hard way. But and as a parent, it hurt me because it's like I'm the only parent there for you and you want to be rude, but sometimes children have to learn the hard way. But I still love him and will still be there for him, but If he does not change, I could be estranged from him also. Because one thing about me, I love being a mom, but I'm not putting up with any of their bullcrap. I am not going over the moon, the stars for them. If you misbehave or you get into a predicament where my life is in jeopardy and it causes me stress, I have to eliminate you out my life. So I feel like people need to be mindful of who they choose not to talk with, and don't judge them. That's not your place. And you don't need to be asking why they're not close with them either. I don't ask why someone's not close to their relative because I get it. But those that are trying to bring the family together, don't waste your time. If it works, it works. But unfortunately, the sad thing is, the only time I see families really come together is during a funeral, and that's why I won't be attending anymore, because you should all be together before that loved one pass on. So it shouldn't take a tragic event to have people's eyes open. That never made sense to me. But yeah, that's my thought. But for those that don't have supportive family, find people in your community, the community center, and go. I know the holidays is a very depressing time for those, because there are some that don't have children, are really alone. So my heart goes out to those that don't have anybody, because it's tough. And I feel alone and I have children. So my thoughts will be with you, because it is tough. But there are supportive groups out there. You just have to go online and see supportive groups of those that lost their loved ones, and you could start like a tradition with those people. But yeah, I'm in support of it being estranged from relatives, because there's not worth the headache, the arguing. And I never understood why people have a family gathering and is arguing. I just, like, you waited until we meet together to unpack and vent and lash out each other. For all that, you shouldn't have attended the family gathering. So, and a coworker told me yesterday that my facial expressions are very hard to hide. So when he told me that, I was like, yeah, that's why I don't go places, because I know how I am. But thank you for listening.